Every individual should know about the law and their rights, because the law affects every aspect of daily living,
irrespective of age or status.
Law FM 103.9 ensures you get to hear the law, talk the law, and know your rights like never before. I am Khadija Okunulamidi. Keep listening to Law FM.
Hello guys, my name is Dele Momodu and you are listening to Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment. Your only law radio station. The station for knowledge and entertainment, Law FM 103.9. This is the Discourse. So less than a week after assuming office, President Bola Tinubu yesterday met with the Chief of Defence Staff, Service Chiefs, Inspector General of Police, and heads of intelligence agencies with a pledge to rejig Nigeria's current security architecture. Speaking with newsmen after the two-hour closed-door meeting at the State House in Abuja, National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Mongunu retired, said the president called for coordinated efforts among the military, but warned that working at cross purposes will not be tolerated in the fight against insecurity. Babagana Mongunu also said that the president, while charging military officers and men to redouble their efforts, also mandated all security agencies to quickly come up with a master plan towards eradicating security challenges facing the country. Talking to us about this today on the Discourse is the former Deputy Director at the State Security Service, Dennis Amachre, joins us via phone from the United States. Good morning to you, Dennis, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yes.
Very quickly, let's first establish the conversation with your assessment so far of the approach of President Bola Tinubu towards security. He met with the service chiefs for the first time yesterday, including the Chief of Defence Staff and the Inspector General of Police and heads of intelligence agencies yesterday for the very first time, and gave them a charge. From your knowledge and wealth of experience in security, is this a fine place to begin?
Of course, definitely. I'm very, very happy about that because within a week, he has done two things. Number one, he has told everybody in his inaugural speech that he's going to look at the doctrine and the architecture of the security agencies. That means he's very serious about security. Then number two, he's having this meeting with them immediately. In fact, I was expecting this meeting to be earlier. After the inauguration, this meeting should have held. But they are holding it right now, which is okay. And it's necessary because that's where you get the direction. You know, security agencies don't just do things on their own. They wait for the direction of the president. And that direction is what is going to lead them on how to carry out their jobs.
That's fine then. Talking about that, he did mention that he would not appreciate the heads of these security agencies in the country working across purposes. I suppose that is from, he said that considering the experience the country had under President Muhammadu Buhari. I mean, again, I suppose that is the case. For the president to be saying, well, you cannot be working across purposes. We want a coordinated approach to tackling security in the country. What does that tell you, though, about where we have been in the past 8 years under President Buhari and maybe the direction we are beginning to take?
Yes, of course, that clarifies the position of the National Security Advisor and the Chief of Defense Staff. You know, for the military side of it, Army, Navy, Air Force, the Chief of Defense Staff is their boss, and they all report to him. And then, of course, this is like a clearinghouse that is going to, you know, project, you know, after sitting with everybody, to the president. Likewise, it is for the intelligence agencies, the other security agency will report to the National Security Advisor. You know, they still have direct link to the president, but the National Security Advisor plays a role as the clearinghouse, you know, of intelligence, which is presented to the president. So, you know, when you do things like this, they are in an orderly manner where, you know, everybody knows are on the same plate and knows exactly what is going on, and then they can carry on.
All right. We were due for a short break, but this conversation has just started. There's a lot more to talk about and to cover as regards the security architecture in the country. So we'll go on that break. Remember that you get the chance to be part of the conversation on the Take the Mic segment. That'll be at 10 minutes past 10 when we would be opening up the studio lines officially for you to call and then be part of the conversation. But we're streaming on Facebook, though. You can go there, drop a comment there. I would definitely love to hear from you. The time for that break is right now, but you can join 070322773338 and 090955511039 when it's time. Do stay tuned.
We take your business from where it is to where it should be.
You are listening to Law FM 103.9. Don't touch that dial.
Finest babe. How do you do it?
My skin gives me the extra confidence to light up the room.
That's why I'm deliberate about how I nourish my skin. I use a soap made with the right natural ingredients. A soap. Which one? A soap that contains shea butter and aloe vera, turmeric and honey for a glowing skin.
Experience the new Joy Black Soap made with over 7 natural ingredients that moisturize, restore and repair your skin, giving you the confidence to be who you love to be. Joy. Beauty my way.
When you listen to this station, you learn about your rights. You discover the law in ways you never imagined. You know why? Because we broadcast in your interest.
It's a problem that we are all experiencing in the country. You know, different parts of the country, the same thing is happening. So what do we call on to? Who do we hold responsible?
We impact knowledge.
If the grid is unable to shed the load that it ought to, it could also result in the collapse of the national grid.
Call it what you may, but we are here to stay. The law was never biased, so why should it be now? To every individual, we are Law FM 103.9.
There are no internal electricity.
56 minutes past 9 here on the station for knowledge and entertainment, Law FM 103.9, and this is the Discourse on the Law FM Morning Show. We're talking security and the direction the administration of President Bola Tinubu is taking a meeting for the very first time with the security chiefs happened yesterday, and there's a marching order given by the president to the security chiefs. But let me read you something from what the National Security Advisor mentioned. By the way, we have a former Assistant Director at the State Security Service, Dennis Amachree, who joins us via phone this morning from the United States. Dennis, thank you again for being there.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. All right, let's keep the conversation going. So yeah, I was going to read you, quoting directly, this statement made by the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Mongunu, retired, when he addressed State House correspondents immediately after the meeting with the president. He said that the president is going to embark on a lot of reforms in terms of our security architecture. Is going to take a closer look at our misfortunes in the maritime domain, focusing particularly on the issues of oil theft. That is not going to be tolerated. Wherever the problem is coming from, it must be crushed as soon as possible. He has already mandated the security agencies to come up with a blueprint. As far as he knows, as far as he's concerned, he doesn't have the luxury of time, and whatever changes will be made have to be done as soon as possible. Now, before we get to the issue of oil theft, which has been a major security challenge, considering that oil vandals and others who play in that space have continued to reduce the value that we could get from oil. But let's talk about the blueprints that the Major General Babagana Mongunu retired mentioned, as the president has said, okay, come up with a blueprint that will get things to work out well security-wise in the country. If you had the attention of the various heads of security, what direction should they be looking at, considering some of the gains from the previous administration?
Well, the thing is that oil theft has been a very, very serious threat, especially to the economy of Nigeria. But apparently, the cartel, I call them a cartel, the cartel that is running that oil theft are very strong. And they are so strong that sometimes people in government are involved. And when these people are involved, it becomes very, very difficult. Now, if the security agencies are going to fight it, they have to really, really come up with a blueprint, a strategy that is going to deal with it, not minding whose ox is God. Because this is not the one that they try to compromise the officials and then continue their business. So we know how much we are losing. And if the security agencies can do that, I think that will be kudos to them.
All right, Amachre, I wonder though why it appears the president is going towards the cash cow of the economy without first, considering the predisposing factors to people being involved in issues of oil theft. If you look at the unemployment rate in Nigeria, you also consider some other certain socioeconomic factors. Don't you think that these are the areas the president should have started addressing before even veering into this area?
Well, it is like a basket of goodies. A basket of goodies in the sense that you have to really make sure that your basket is not actually leaking. You have goodies, you put them in there. There are liquid ones, there are solid ones, and then if the basket is not well tightened up together, all the liquids are going to fritter out of the basket, and that's the thing. because oil theft, the kind of money that we are losing on oil theft, billions of dollars, and this is supposed to take care of so many things in our country. It's supposed to take care of unemployment, because if we have that kind of money, I think a good manager should put that money in very good areas that will create jobs for people, that will, do a lot of things for people. Till today, remember, one major issue now, and I was expecting the president to even look at that. We still don't have 24 hours electricity, and if we can get 24 hours electricity from the cost of all these oil thefts, they can at least make electricity to be 24 hours. Then Nigeria will kick off. So it's okay. Unemployment will be taken care of. Other things will be taken care of. And I don't believe that we should just give money to people, but show them how to make money.
Well, a follow-up though to that question would be the issue of, it appears some people are bigger than the government, because you have alluded to the fact that there had been collaborations. In fact, some government officials perhaps are involved in this issue of oil theft. Are you looking at, yes, the president has used the word crush, go against these people who are trying to, cause economic sabotage to the nation's economy via oil theft. Are you looking at prosecution?
That's what I'm saying. I remember I called them a cartel, or should I say a mafia, and these are all a deep state where they are there, they are known by government agencies, they are mainly involved in all this oil theft, and they throw their money around in such a way that sometimes they evade prosecution, But like I said, if the security agencies are very, very serious, not minding whose ox is God, as long as the president is standing right behind them, they can eliminate oil theft by arresting some of these big guns, prosecuting and jailing them publicly so that people will hear. That's the problem with Nigeria. Even kidnapping. How many kidnappers, even in France, the chief of kidnappers, before we can even get him to be prosecuted, took a long time, So let's do these things without thinking of man no man or man no, whoever you are. If the president, because it all comes back to leadership. If the president is serious, he wants to make sure that, look, this is where we are going and this is what is going to happen, then all these people, either they'll run out of the country or they'll get arrested and prosecuted.
Are you satisfied with the current blueprint of Nigeria's security architecture? Now that the president is requesting for, a blueprint, demanding that the security chiefs go back, come up with one that would work for the country. Are you satisfied with what we have now? And if not, what are you expecting to see them come up with? I know we're conscious and we've heard, you make a few recommendations as to, what should be going forward. But in terms of the blueprints, for example, I know that you have the opinion, for example, that the police should be balkanized, right? What about things alongside this opinion, if you've not changed your mind on that, would you like to see in terms of a new blueprint towards security in Nigeria?
This is going to be an all-involving blueprint. All-involving blueprint in the sense that it should be done with all seriousness. And this is a chance of the security agencies to come up with a very, very fantastic blueprint. Let's start with the police. Yes, I've said it in other fora. The police should be balkanized. The framework is too unwieldy, is too big. We have an IG in Abuja, and that Abuja, he is trying to control a lot of things. He's trying to control investigations. He's trying to control kidnapping. He's trying to control marine police. He's trying to control aviation police. There's supposed to be aviation police. And all kinds of things. So cut it down. Cut it down. Here in the United States, we have about 7,090 something, police organizations. Police organizations. What does that tell you? They are all localized. There are state police, there are community police, there are university police. There are some estates, some very large, high-end network, where networks people are living. They have their own police, well kitted with cars and everything,
And this is not just a security, it's not just some, vigilante.
No security guards. No security guards. These are police. In fact, on their car is written police. Do you understand? It's written police. Security guards are different people. Those are the ones that companies take to open gates, control access control, know whether somebody is stealing something inside or taking out. Those people are different, and we have a lot of them in Nigeria anyway. But I'm talking of police. You go to the airport has its own police. You go to the seaport, you have marine police, well kitted with their fast boats, with which they pursue smugglers. Go to the borders. So you find out that the police organization is breaking down, to meet the needs of that locality. And that's what we expect in this Nigeria. That Nigeria police have to be balkanized. Let's break it down. Break it down. Lagos can have its own.
Okay. Dennis, are you still there?
So you have a. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We can hear you. Yeah. We can hear you.
Okay. Like I said, a city like New York is very, very large. They have their own police, and then they have. New York is also a state. New York State Police is there. Then you have New York Police of the city. Then there are counties, that's like local government areas. These local government areas also have their sheriffs. Now, there is no compromise whereby all they are going to cross each other. Everybody have their duties to perform. Everybody have their duties to perform. There are local government crimes, there are state crimes, there are federal crimes. Federal crimes could be something like a drug. And this drug carrying, if it happens like, for instance, in a university, the university police will arrest the people that are dealing on that drug and then hand them over to the federal police, like the NDLA.
Yeah.
So it is all ordered. And of course, when you create them, you now give them their responsibilities on what and what they are supposed to do.
Dennis Amachree,
so we'll talk about that.
Yeah, Dennis Amachree. I'm thinking, right? Okay, just before I get to my next thought, it's 10 minutes past 10. I make that 11. Is the take the mic segment? We're officially in the take the mic segment, where the listener gets the chance to join the conversation and get their thoughts on board as to the topic for today, and indeed major headlines in the news today. So 0703-2277-338 and 0909-555-1039. Those are the numbers to call. You can also access WhatsApp. That's by sending WhatsApp messages to those numbers, or simply head straight to Facebook, or we're streaming live, and drop the comments there. Thank you so much, Monisola for joining in. Hope, thank you so much as well. Mukta, thank you for joining in for Facebook. Appreciate it. We're talking security. What do you think about the direction the President Bola Tinubu is taking on security at the moment? He met for the very first time with service chiefs in the country and gave them a marching order to what? Create a blueprint security-wise that would work for the country. Aside that, is also said they cannot work at cross purposes. When the national security advisor was, that's a national security advisor, when he was addressing newsmen and sharing with them what the conversation was at the meeting with the president, he stated in categorical terms that the president had said he would not tolerate a situation where these security agencies were, working with, a crossroads, for want of better words. So, you can join the conversation and let us know what you think. All right, 0703-2277-338 and 0909-555-1039. Those are the numbers to call to join the conversation. Leave a comment also via WhatsApp and Facebook. All right, let's take this one. Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
There was just Godwin calling from Lekki.
Godwin, thank you for calling. Are you a first-time caller?
I'm a first-time caller, sir.
Appreciate your joining the conversation. I would love to hear from you regularly. But what do you think?
Yes, good news that Mr. President took a step to face the insecurity to face the country. And if you go to the northeast, they have insecurity over there going over before the former president Muhammad Buhari. So I think it's a good one for the Mr. President for the first step to see for insecurity that serves the country. It's a good one.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Godwin. Godwin seems very impressed with the president as to his approach to things, addressing security, in less than 7 days of assuming office as president. Let's continue the conversation. Keep them calls coming in. Be like Godwin, join the conversation. Call and let's know what you think of the president's approach to security in his first week as president. So Dennis, I was going to mention your recommendation. You've just talked about the blueprints currently working in the United States of America, where you're resident at the moment. But again, there are those who will tell you these blueprints can work there. It's working for them because of the nature of their society. Can this same blueprint work in Nigeria, considering a unique, society as well?
Why not? We used to, before the police was not a one body, before the amalgamation, or even after amalgamation, we still have native authority police, which you will call either state police or community police that existed. We used to have marine police, in Lagos. If you go to Awolowo Road, they have their offices over there with their boats. If you go to the air wing of Murtala Mohammed Airport at the local wing there, you see the police helicopter wing. So you find out that these different parts of the police were existing. All you have to do is to maybe add some new ones more, and then of course soup up the other ones that have been existing before. I know where you're going. Some people will say, how about finance? How do you fund them?
Absolutely.
Now that is very, very, the fundamental objective of government is the security of lives and property. That is the first section of the Constitution. It's not salaries and other things, building roads before security. No, security is number one. So why don't we take care of security? Then we can go ahead and take care of the roads we want to build. When you look at a budget, they don't take security very seriously. Sometimes security police are not paid for a long time. Why? Or when they are paid, they don't kit them properly. The police, look at any country, you will see if the country is doing very well, the kitting of the police will tell you that yes, this country puts priority on police. And when you put priority on police, what I try to do, you are enforcing the rule of law. Rule of law. Because you see, when the president is saying that we will take care of security, the salient points that are there is that we must enforce the rule of law.
Absolutely.
If we don't enforce the rule of law, then we are wasting our time. The people must obey law. They must obey law. They must obey traffic signs.
And that brings me, Mr. Amachre, and that brings me to the second question, a follow-up to this. Security is a two-way thing. It's a tango between both the security agencies and the citizens. And it also requires intelligence gathering. You would agree with me on that. But there has been some instances where intelligence has been gathered and it has been given to the political high-ups, and we find out that this intelligence is not being acted on. For instance, the Kuje prison break, for instance, there were several intelligence alluding to the fact that the prison is going to be, attacked. That's just an instance. What would be your recommendation for, those who make the decision either to, approach or not do anything?
That's why, thank you for that particular question. That's why I was saying that it is very, very necessary, very, very necessary that you have leadership. That's the president. The president has a lot of job to do. If he is serious about this, he must support the security agencies. You mentioned Kuje. After Kuje happened, it was later they discovered that a lot of reports were sent from the DSS, telling them and warning them about this thing, and nobody did anything about it. And it happened. And after it has happened, can you tell me the head of Kuje prisons? And could you tell me where he is now? He is still having his job somewhere.
So deterrence is a major issue here, because there's no deterrence for failure to do what should be done.
Of course. Yes, no ox should be gone. If you look, it does not matter who you are. But I still refer to the US not because I'm here, but because Nigeria is copying the system that occurs here in the United States. You know what happened last year, what they were doing with their former president, Trump. In fact, the case is still on, and if he does not take time, he will be jailed. What does that tell you? Nobody is above the law. Okay? We cannot, continue to brush over things. Oh, this is my man. We are from the same tribe. Oh no, this is our man. We went to the same school. Or this is, No. The law is blind. If you fall victim, it will deal with you. The rule of law, equal justice under law. That's what should exist in Nigeria.
All right. Well, this is just an aside. Anyways, taking you to your blueprint. Perhaps, because if you look at, would you say that the American blueprint will still be applicable in Nigeria? Because even America has its own challenges. Every day you hear of gun violence, and this issues have not been nipped in the bud, would you not advocate for a homegrown blueprint? Because Kingsley was just, asking about, having a blueprint, which the president gave the top security officers who met him yesterday, gave them the marching order that he wants them to come up with a blueprint. Because adopting American, that's just an argument, adopting American blueprints to apply in Nigeria when we don't have all the facts, or we don't have all the requirements. I mean, don't you agree that American blueprint might not really be functional in Nigeria, because we don't share the same history, we don't share the same, we don't have the same mindset. People are entitled to own guns, people are licensed to own guns in the US, and they also have their own security challenges. Our blueprint, some people have advocated, should be homegrown rather than adopting a blueprint from another country.
I agree perfectly. What I'm saying is that I'm just making an example of what obtains in the United States. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't even have to now start, how do I start a state police? How do we start? How to start it is there already. Look at other countries. You don't even look at only the United States. Look at other places like Pakistan, who are almost same kind of third world like us. And you will see the blueprints are there. Pick up what is necessary for you and use it to fix your problem. You don't have to say, we don't have to cut and paste, what is in America, let's do it here too. No, it will not work, because yes, of course, the mindset of a 7-year-old in America here is not the same mindset with a 20-year-old or 21-year-old person in Nigeria. So you have to know this, and that's why he's telling them, go and write your blueprint. And these blueprints are supposed to be homegrown. Under the circumstances that you find yourself, write a blueprint and bring it, and then let's work on it. And then when you get your blueprint of either doctrine, when it comes to training, you can use international training blueprint. When it comes to other things like, should I say, tactics and operations, you can also do that. But there are things you can take. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can take from other countries that has worked successfully for them.
All right. We're also taking calls and contributions. 0703-2277-338 and 0909-555-1039. Again, 0703-2277-338 and 0909-555-1039. Those are the numbers to call to join the conversation. Just before we close, this session, Dennis Amachree is on the line with us. He joins us from the United States, and is a former assistant director at the State Security Service. He's been talking to us about security in the country. Dennis, let's talk about some specific security challenge currently facing the country. And one of them, the caller who called a few minutes back did talk about the northeastern part of the country. Well, let's come to the southeastern part of the country, where there is a major challenge of the agitation by the indigenous people of Biafra. There's something we need to pay attention to, and that's the fact that the governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, who, as everyone would know, was just inaugurated, is a first-time governor, inaugurated on Monday, has now declared an end to sit at home in the state effective from Monday, June 5. That's next Monday, saying such orders were restricting creativity entrepreneurship and productivity in the state. He, however, expressed government's readiness to engage in dialogue with people who have genuine grievances towards bringing lasting peace and security to the state. And I'd like you to speak about this, because he also has said, calling on President Bola Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to quicken the much-needed healing process in Nigeria. So, two things here. We'll come in a moment to the talk about releasing Nnamdi Kanu or not. But let's talk about his, you might want to say, bold move to give, because it's maybe not something a lot of governors or leaders in the region like to comment on, right? But he said and declared that from Monday next week, June 5, everyone should step out, go about their businesses, because this the whole thing has been restricting creativity, entrepreneurship, and productivity in the state. What do you have to say about this?
Yes, I think that's an area that governors also have to cooperate if they want to be part of the national security. Governors have to cooperate in the sense of regional conflicts that are going on. There are major dramatic personnel in that kind of situation. Now, besides that governor, we've had Soludo. Soludo has also been asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, if you want peace, you cannot overlook certain things. Agitations are what they are for people in the country, different parts of the country. And when they agitate, you as the president, who is the father of everybody, you should call them and say, come, your son is crying and he's crying. You say, come, what's the problem? What's the matter? Say, somebody took my ball. Okay, let's try and get your ball back to you, and then you stop crying. But when you say, no, go away, you can continue crying, then the problem continues. And that's why you see that right now we have symbols of our nationality being desecrated, like the flag of the country burnt openly. I remember the president is talking about doctrine. Remember, he said something about doctrine, and these are part of the doctrine that are going to, even these security chiefs are going to write about. Because the doctrine is very, very important. How do people think? Why are we not patriotic?
I'm sorry, Dennis. I'm so sorry, Dennis Amachre. Yes. Please hold your thought. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you, Philip. Good morning once again. Line.
Yeah.
Well, talking about insecurity in the southeast, and the recent comment by Enugu state government, the newly inaugurated man, it shows that the governors, the elites, have never been spoken in one sense. I'm an Igbo man from Abia State. It's unfortunate that all these things have been happening in peace. And our people are being crippled on daily basis, sitting at home. And our elites have never come to call everybody, come to a table, let us address this thing, and then forward it to the government. But everybody is speaking on it, so even their hands there have not called a dialogue among the Igbos. Just really and so to say, come, what is this? No, we are fighting for this for number. Nobody is even discussing this level of the National Assembly. Nobody has ever raised it. So the thing is just, I'm confused about it all this number of age. Started, there was six at home, still again declaring that one, and they also told another one declaring it. Still is happening the economic activities in the South. So where will come from? I wouldn't know how we will be addressed. Honestly, it's a shame on the elite and the government and everybody. Rather they're up discussing their political affairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi, for that. Well, I'm sure you heard what the caller said.
It's not very clear. I don't know if you can summarize what he said.
Okay, so he's just talking about the fact that that's maybe a bold move from the Enugu state government because he believes that the elites, even the socio-cultural group or Igbo, have not done enough, conversing about the issue of this sit at home in a while, and he's thinking there should be a lot more done, and while he was speaking, I just thought, will it be also, before we get back to you concluding your thought as you were saying before, would it be a good move to advise other state governors in the region to maybe go in this direction as well?
There is nothing wrong with dialogue in any situation. Great wars have been fought in the world, and all of them ended up on the round table, where there is discussion. There are conflicts. The way to do it is to bring everybody to the table and honestly address the problem. Honestly address the problem. Because let people be patriotic. That was what I was telling you about patriotism. Let us not see ourselves as divided. Oh, he's Yoruba, he's Lupe, he's Cross River. No. When we do that, we are not patriotic. And right now, with the kind of problems we're having, we should be patriotic enough to see ourselves as one. And that is very, very important. So the leadership has to show the way. Let the president come out and show that way that, hey, let's do this thing, no matter where you come from. We are Nigerians. And let us reinforce this situation where we see our country as number one. That's why, in fact, I might even suggest that we go back to the old national anthem, because these are symbols of nationality and patriotism. Where the words make more meaning to us now than the present national anthem. The present national anthem does not mean anything. Where the compatriots that we are rising to, But in the other one, it tells you hail Nigeria. Nigeria, we hail thee. Our own dear native land. No tribes and tongues may differ. In brotherhood we stand. It creates patriotism in people. And I think we should start thinking about things like this.
All right, Mr. Dennis Amachree, if you look at the map of Nigeria, the political map of Nigeria, if you agree with me that we have the 6 geopolitical zones, and these 6 geopolitical zones are also facing their own security challenges. For instance, if you look at the northeast, you have terrorism. Northwest, you have issues relating to banditry and kidnapping. The north central, you have cattle rustling, farmer header crisis. Moving down to the southeast, you have this call for sovereign state of Biafra, IPOB, sit at home, and the rest. South, you have oil theft, and issues relating to even kidnapping, as well as the southwest. You have similar issues. If you were to be advising the president today and perhaps come up with this blueprint, what would you advise the president on these regions and their security challenges?
Well, one thing is this. Number one, you have to identify the problem. Identify the problem, and of course we know there are all these like you just listed out now. And then of course, let the security agencies be ready to deal with it. For instance, the police, if they have to deal with kidnapping, then organize them. Form a section, Department of Kidnapping or Department of Terrorism that takes care of that particular threat or problem, and let them go for it.
Are you saying there's no counter-terrorism units in any of our security agencies?
Well, we have one that was under our good friend Amachre, and she's still. We've not heard much about that department.
That's anti-kidnapping.
What we do, anti-kidnapping or counter-terrorism does not even exist. Because we have to face this thing squarely. It is not just mentioning names. I know there is a counter-terrorism department in the National Security Advisor's Office. I've never seen whatever they've done about counter-terrorism. So it is very, very important. Train them. If you have to train people, especially for counter-terrorism, let them be trained for counter-terrorism. If they are going to be soldiers, you are train them. If they are going to be police, you are train them. Like here, they have the SWAT teams, the Special Weapons and Tactics teams. They are policemen. But they are so trained that when there is terrorism, you don't see them every day at a checkpoint or whatever. They call them to come out. And when they come out, they will take care of that problem before they go back. And that's what I'm talking about. We have to have specialized teams. So what the police will do is to start creating specialized teams for the specialized threats that we are facing in the country. We are dealing with bandits. You know how to deal with.
Oh dear. Okay. All right. Hopefully we can, get him. Hello, Dennis Amachree.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
We can hear you clearly now. You might want to just wrap your thoughts real quick as we close soon.
Okay. Well, we've been talking a lot, and of course, the basic point is that the security agencies have to wake up. The security agencies have to wake up, and there must be a purpose, serious purpose for them to be dealing with. The police itself must be organized. They are too unwieldy. Break it down. The security agencies, the intelligence agencies, I know that a lot of them think that they are in another civil service. They are doing a very dangerous job, and it needs specialized people to do it. The DSS, the NIA, they have to write their blueprint in making sure that they attract very smart people into that service. And smart doesn't only mean that you go and get them from the university too. You can get university first class, second class, but you can also get very smart people. Go to Computer Village, and you see little boys who don't even have school sat, who can hack into telephones. We want to take people like that and train them very well, and then of course they will do job for national security. So there are so many avenues, so many opportunities, that security agencies can use and up their game against criminals. Thank you.
Thank you so much from our Assistant Director at the State Security Service, Dennis Amachree, for being on the show today to talk security and the direction the President Tinubu's administration is taking to tackling challenges in the country. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Okay, you too.
Yeah, cheers. That's the discourse this morning. Many thanks indeed for being a part of it. We're not done with the conversation. Of course, Social Buzz is next. You want to stay tuned to check out what we're talking about next on the Law FM Morning Show. This is the station for knowledge and entertainment, Law FM 103.9.
They say that knowledge is power. But here, knowledge of the law and your rights is true power.
So you see that from recent happenings, we've seen that people have started, to fight for their rights.
This is Law FM 103.9.
Alrighty, thanks for staying tuned. 43 minutes past 10, and this is Social Buzz on the Law FM Morning Show. Okay, so well, you don't know Caramel Plug, do you? Yeah, she's a Nigerian content maker. She's back in the news. Well, her real name, if you like, government name is Ogechi Ukonu, and she's better known as Caramel Plug. Yeah. Again, she's what did you say?
No,
okay, all right.
Just catching my breath so that you can land before.
Oh, okay. You're holding your breath.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have a lot to say then. Well, she has claimed that many men, including Felix, I suppose.
Are you not a man?
Yeah, I'm again, I just included you. I didn't exclude myself necessarily. I just said many men, but I'm not sure she's referring to me. But she has claimed that many men are afraid of women who are wealthy or hold important positions at work. She said this in a podcast. That podcast is called Rants, Bans and Confessions Podcast. And she was on that podcast with an up-and-coming rapper, Dandeezy, if you know Dandeezy. So she in that podcast said controversially that she has seen countless incidents of guys changing their minds when they realize the girl they're into is a boss, right? That's like she's probably occupying a top position and they are not, or if the person is wealthy and stuff. And she said that after Dandeezy said that women should stop being entitled and expectant of men to meet all of their demands. Dandeezy has said that a woman in a relationship should be able to contribute in her own way rather than always relying on a guy to do every single thing. According to Dandeezy, he wants his wife to be in charge or a boss in her right. That's where she now came in that this is what you're saying. You want a lady who can contribute that so much, who is
from another planet, different from the stock.
And she's like, most men don't want this, really. Most men want someone who will be, in quotes, submissive, because being submissive doesn't mean that you're not independent, right? But she has said, well, most men don't want women like that. They feel intimidated when they see women like that. In fact, they love them and they're in a relationship with them, they could possibly even leave the relationship because of that. Is that a thing? Are men really scared or intimidated by the status, high status of their lovers. True, false?
In between. Undecided. Anyways, if you look at it societally, the world is changing really, but you find out that the level of I'll answer that question, or I would respond to the question. I'm not answering the question. The state of like I said, the world is changing. So people most times, before now, the man used to be, the gatherer, the farmer, the hunter and everything, while the wife stays at home and then takes care of the children.
Depending on the society.
That's what I'm saying. The world is virtually a larger percentage of the societies in the world. That's
before now.
Yes, before now. That's why I said the world is changing. But we now see that there's an increase. The female now would get a job and start working and then start contributing to the family. Meanwhile, some people feel that the taking care of the children is not work. My brother, it is work. Because if you swap the positions and the man takes care of the children, imagine, and the woman goes to be the hunter, the gatherer, and the farmer, you find out that even the taking care of the home, it's also work. So sometimes men don't usually appreciate that. So there's need for understanding in that area. Now, responding to that question, it is thankfully Caramel did not say all men. Most men. Most men, but it happens. Many men. It happens. Some men feel intimidated, but I mean, it shouldn't be intimidated. It's just based on understanding. If your wife is somebody who listens to you, somebody who is submissive, because as a Christian, I'm sure that also in other holy books, there's also, which is the Quran, there's also the doctrine of respecting your husband and understanding your husband, being submissive to your husband, and some people don't like that word submissiveness. But I mean, it's a biblical injunction, it's a Quranic injunction. And if you're an atheist, well, I'm also sure you'll find something relating to understanding and being submissive to one another. It implies that the man is the head of the house. So if the woman realizes this, it doesn't matter either you earn 1 billion, it doesn't matter either you earn 1,000, you would still not feel like the money will not get into your head. You will not yes, that's just the right word. The money will not get into your head.
Okay, so like Caramel Plug said, well, I wish we could play you that right now, but we can't play you that. But it was, again, establishing this properly. Dandisi was saying, well, I want my lady to be in charge. I want my lady to, I want her to also be someone who is who can match my status and be that kind of boss and stuff. Yeah. And then she interrupted. I'm like, bro, do you know how many men would not want that? Would run if their girlfriend drove a G-Wagon? Men, you're listening right now. Is that you out there? Are you intimidated by a lady who you didn't get the G-Wagon for, but she got it for you? Not even for you. She drives a G-Wagon. Maybe when you guys met, like, it's a G-Wagon. For some men, I mean, that's a cool thing. That's for some men, I know that they consciously, I don't know who, but I'm just saying, some men consciously, go aspire for that, right? For some other men, or if the person is at that level, no. How I got to pull G-Wagon? He said, "Go to pull G-Wagon." So is that you right now? You want to talk about this? Are you intimidated by such high status? If a woman is that rich, is that I don't know what's the word again. Not connected now. Is has that much money? You're intimidated. Is that the case for you? 0703-2277-338. Do you think she's even right to say that there are so many men who feel intimidated by women like that, who would run away if their girlfriend, their lover, drove a G-Wagon? right? Let's know, or you call 0909-555-1039. Those are the numbers to call to join the conversation here on the show, right? And you can also send in WhatsApp messages as well to those numbers 0909-555-1039 or 0703-2277338. Okay, would you be intimidated as a man and as a lady if you've been
avoided
by a man because of that? Hopefully you're not wrong. Maybe there are other reasons why he ran, but if you know for sure, you are confident of the fact that, oh, this man actually could not stand me being a boss. You don't need to own a business, but being a boss in this case is a term used to mean an independent lady, someone who can fend for herself, right? And we see that a lot. There are lots of women like that, I mean, it's 2023. It's, even for me on a personal note, it's really a crazy situation to run away as a man, that a lady can fend for herself. Like, you won't always have.
So you won't feel intimidated.
How? Why?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's even great that you're at par. It's awesome that I can pull a G and you're pulling a G as well.
That's something that some men may fail to appreciate, because if you eventually get married, at the end of the day, the person is a liability to you. You are both contributing towards the growth financially of the family. You are not the one bearing the whole burden of rent or school fees or maintenance or feeding or transport and all the rest. So, but imagine you get along with someone who you are the one literally doing everything. that would be bad for the home, because, well, for some men, they like it. They want to do everything. They want to be the alpha. They want to be the omega. They want to be everything to your wife. It's cool, really, but how sustainable is that in our current day our current day economy?
Well, okay, this is a conversation that hopefully we can revisit and talk about very well, expand the conversation and try to get the female perspective to this as well. Maybe she has a point, maybe she doesn't. We'll get to know some other time when we visit the conversation. But thank you so much for being there, for being a part of the show today, and indeed this week. We truly appreciate that. It's been an awesome conversation, talking several issues in the news, not just today, but within through the week as well. Let's do this again next week. Thank you one more time. It's time to go and close on the LFM Morning Show for the day. Kingsley Bassey is my name.
Uzoma Felix.
Do follow the station for knowledge and entertainment across social media platforms at LFM_radio on Twitter, at LFM Radio on Instagram, LFM 103.9 on Facebook as well. Would definitely love to hear from you. And you can listen live to your favorite programs, www.lfmng.com. Until next week, be safe. Bye for now.